Hey guys, this is Jonathan Hernandez of the Lakers Legacy Podcast, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Lakers' first new signing of the offseason, Quincy Olivari, or Oliver Twist, as I like to call him. Yeah, nobody calls him that. I know, this is the nichiest, most hipsteriest, most dog days of summer topic to cover, but today in this video, I'm going to try and convince you guys to at least pay a little more attention to the Lakers' brand new Exhibit 10 training camp signing in Quincy Olivari. But first, please do me a favor and like this video, comment down below, ring the notification bell, and most importantly, please subscribe to this page. So earlier on in the week, the Lakers officially signed Quincy Olivari to a training camp deal. He signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the Lakers back in July to join their summer league team and then play with the South Bay Lakers next season. This is now a non-guaranteed training camp deal to just compete with the Lakers' main roster and potentially fight for one of their two-way contracts, which are currently occupied by Colin Castleton, Blake Hinson, and Traore. So for the Lakers fans who didn't notice him, yes, Quincy Olivari was actually on the Lakers Summer League team. And for the majority of Lakers Nation who tuned out of the Lakers' final Summer League game versus the Bulls because they sat Bronny James, Dalton Knecht, and Maxwell Lewis, that is the game in which Quincy Olivari exploded. He dropped 20 points and hit 6 of 11 from 3 and was quite frankly dynamic all over the court above the three-point line. But that 20-point explosion of his and those 6 threes that he hit in the final game of Summer League is not an outlier. It is very much a part of Quincy Olivari's game, and today we're going to dive deeper into who he is as a player and who he can become for this Lakers squad, or at the very least, the South Bay Lakers. So let's get into it. So who is Quincy Olivari? Quincy Olivari is a 23-year-old undrafted scoring combo guard coming out of Xavier University. He is 6'3" in height, but he does have a pretty long 6'7" wingspan. He also weighs a pretty hefty 200 pounds, but is very cut and solidly built. During his senior season at Xavier last year, Olivari broke the school's all-time three-point single-season record by knocking down 106 threes in 34 games. He was also number 2 in the Big East in scoring, right behind Devin Carter, scoring 19 points a game. He also dropped a career-high 43 points against DePaul last season, knocking down 7 three-pointers, hitting 12 of 12 from the stripe, and grabbing 10 rebounds to boot. Looking at his overall senior stats with Xavier last season, Quincy Olivari averaged 19.1 points, 5.6 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.4 steals, on 42% from the field and 41% from 3, knocking down a whopping 3.1 three-pointers a game. Put very simply, Quincy Olivari is a walking bucket. He is a dynamic scoring guard with a legitimate three-point shot. An unconscious scorer with sometimes questionable shot selection who can score points in bunches. But what excites me the most about Quincy Olivari's game is that he is a dynamic and versatile three-point shooter. As I mentioned above, during his senior season at Xavier, he shot 41% from 3, hitting 3.1 threes a game. That is a tremendous volume. In college, Quincy Olivari was an unconscious shooter with unlimited range, regularly knocking down NBA-level three-pointers. He's not shy about pulling the trigger from just past the half-court line and catching defenses off guard with his high-level three-point shot making. He's got a very quick release and can hit the three ball in a variety of ways. On the ball, he can hit tough pull-up three-point shots even with defenders in his face. He can hit off-balance step-back three-pointers with his legs flailing every which way. And then off the ball, he's also a really good movement three-point shooter who will run all across the court in order to get open. Like an elite wide receiver running routes, you'll often see Olivari sprint one way and then reverse pivot the other way in order to free himself up for a better three-point shot. He's a good off-ball relocator who knows when to fill an open space on the perimeter. He's also good at coming off screens and using his quick release to immediately get his shots off. And he doesn't need to have his shoulders squared in order to fire away. So through and through, Quincy Olivari is a legitimate, pure, high-volume three-point shooter who can hit catch-and-shoot spot-up threes, but also tough pull-up threes off the dribble as well. But what separates Olivari from most other pure three-point movement shooters is his on-ball self-creation. As I mentioned at the top, Quincy Olivari is a walking bucket. With the ball in his hands, he is so fun and electric to watch at times. He's a guy that you can give the ball to when a play breaks down and ask him to create something on his own out of thin air. On the ball, Olivari has a very frisky, frenetic way of playing and moving around the court. He's got a really nice pull-up mid-range game off the dribble and can navigate his way in no man's land. He's also got a really nice soft floater that he can hit in the lane. And best of all, and most importantly for the Lakers, Olivari is a quick, downhill attacking guard who can take it all the way into the paint and finish at the cup. And when he gets into the paint, Olivari isn't afraid of contact and can finish at the rim in a variety of ways. In fact, his only 2 non-3-point field goals in Summer League were and-one layups. And at Xavier, one of his best attributes as a scoring guard was his ability to get to the line. He averaged 5.4 free throw attempts a game, which is a very good free throw rate for a guard. And then in transition, Olivari has tremendous burst and knows how to put on the afterburners to make defenses slow to get back pay. So whether it be his high three-point volume shooting, or his enticing pull-up mid-range game, or his ability to finish at the rim and get fouled and not shy away from contact, Quincy Olivari is the definition of a 3-level scorer. Defensively, I'm going to be honest to you guys and admit that I didn't do enough of a deep dive into this part of his game to speak on it with any real confidence. But what I can tell you is that Olivari is scrappy as hell. He has a really good motor. He has a long 6'7" wingspan, which he put to good use last season, averaging 1.4 steals a game. Also, at 200 pounds, he just has a very strong frame and he knows how to put it to good use. Over his college career, he averaged anywhere from 5.5 to 6 rebounds each year, which as a 6'3" guard, that's pretty tremendous because you know he's going to go after it and fight for the ball. Obviously, at 6'3", he's already at a huge disadvantage size-wise, but given his competitive nature, his energetic motor, and the fact that he doesn't shy away from physicality, I think that Quincy Olivari can more than hold up on the defensive end at the next level, guarding 1s or 2s. Now, when it comes to player comps, Quincy Olivari falls into that Jaden Hardy, Cam Thomas, Jordan Clarkson, 6-man scorer off the bench template. But the player that he reminds me the most of is actually Bones Hyland. Bones Hyland is also a small 6'3" scoring guard with a pretty long wingspan. In fact, he has a 6'10" wingspan, which is even longer than Quincy Olivari's. For better or for worse, they both simply have no conscience when it comes to letting these off-the-dribble pull-up jump shots fly. And while Bones Hyland is the quicker and shiftier player between the two, Olivari is stronger/bulkier, and he has the more reliable three-point shooting game. But otherwise, both are pretty similar stylistically when it comes to the offensive end of the court. Now, if Quincy Olivari actually pans out at the next level and is first able to snag a 2-way contract with the Lakers and then progress from there, the role that I could see him taking on with the Lakers in the future would be one that we've seen in the past with the mid-2010 Lakers in the form of Lou Williams. Lou Williams, like Jamal Crawford before him, is the purest definition of a 6-man off-the-bench microwave scorer who knew exactly what he needed to do every time he stepped onto the court. And just like Lou Williams, Olivari at the next level, if he pans out, will be tasked to come off the bench and just take advantage of other teams' bench units with his ability to score on the ball and break defenses down. The Lakers will essentially ask Olivari to be their fastball look off the bench, helping carry the scoring burden for the team once guys like LeBron James and Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves are out of the game. He'll be asked to help change the pace and complexion of the game with his speed, energy, and on-ball creation ability. And then because he's also such a great spot-up catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, I can also envision times in which he's able to play with the starters as well. So in conclusion, why did I just spend several hours compiling and editing a video all about an Exhibit 10 guy in Quincy Olivari? I am still asking myself this question as well as I speak to you. But all jokes aside, I actually do think that there's a little more than meets the eye with Quincy Olivari. And while it's a long shot that he turns out to be anything more than a fun player to watch on the South Bay Lakers, I do think he has enough verve and pop and legitimate three-point shooting skill to his offensive game that at least makes me raise an eyebrow. And in fact, I'll even go out on a limb and say that Quincy Olivari at some point this season will 100% overtake one of the current two-way guys for a two-way contract himself. One of the things that this current Lakers roster lacks is a quick, shifty guard who can create shots off his own dribble and who also likes to attack the paint. And in his best case scenario, that's exactly the type of three-level scoring guard that Quincy Olivari can be if he pans out. So what do you guys think? Are you guys as excited as I am to see Quincy Olivari compete in training camp or even watch him on the South Bay Lakers next year? Do you think he has a shot at a two-way spot at any point this season? Or did I just spend the last 3 hours making this video in vain? Time will tell. Anyway, with that said, Quincy Olivari, we are all rooting for you in one way or another. As for this video, we are done. Thank you guys for watching. As usual, please remember to like the video, comment below, ring the notification bell, and most importantly, please subscribe. Till next time, this has been Jonathan Hernandez of the Lakers Legacy Podcast. I will catch you on the next random video breakdown. See ya.